Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start this video by giving all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Wachakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, apostles, and bishop of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Salutation to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, who are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability, and are waiting on Yahushai to come and deliver us. All right. So again, let's go into a quick little lesson through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I'll start off with Isaiah 45 and 15, which reads, Verily, thou art a power that hideth thyself, O power of Israel, the Savior. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all them that shall go to confusion together, that are makers of idols. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Okay, so as it says here, those that put their faith in idols, those that put their faith in this kingdom, those are gonna bow down to this wicked system. They're gonna be confused, they're gonna be confounded, they're gonna be ashamed. All right, because they'll realize at the end of the day that they did not make the right choice. They did not side with the Lord. Okay, and that's why they're gonna have to be destroyed. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord. Okay, it's because of our faith, in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, that we're gonna be delivered with an everlasting salvation. And everlasting because once Edom is brought into subjection, the Israelites are gonna rule forevermore. Okay, we're gonna have a perpetual kingdom that's gonna last forever because we're gonna have the law, statutes, and commandments instilled into us. Okay, again it says here in Malachi 3 and 6, For I am the Lord, I change not, therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Okay, there's a reason why, because ultimately the plan of the elites is really to eliminate Jacob. Since the beginning, since Jacob and Esau, since Cain and Abel, the whole purpose of Cain, in his heart, his whole counsel was to kill his brother from the beginning. Because he is that old serpent. Okay, you see. So since Esau has been in rulership, all that he has been trying to do is ultimately eradicate Israel from being a nation. Okay, as it says in Psalms 83, him and all his confederacy, these other heathen nations, all they wanted to do was to eliminate Jacob. See, so ultimately you have to Jacob is actually the 2/3. Those that are not in the know, they're actually stupid. They actually sottish children because they have no idea that these other nations are actually the enemy, starting with Esau Edom. Okay, we have enemies. Okay, we're not supposed to be buddies with these people, man. You go to work, you do what you have to do, and then you're supposed to be home. You're not supposed to entangle and mingle with these people, man, because they really want you dead. Regardless as they act as if they're your friend and this or that, they really want you dead because they hate us and they hate the blessing that Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has given us because we are his people. They hate us for the fact that Yahweh Shai loves us. That Yahweh Hashem Yahushai loves us. Okay? It says here, and again, the sons of Jacob will not be consumed because we are his people. We are the people of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. It says here, alas, Jeremiah 30 and 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble. Of course, that trouble is going to go throughout all the world, but we know that the elites are mainly going for Jacob. Like I said before, their main focus is to eliminate Jacob because they believe that if they eliminate us, they can have a part of the blessing. Okay, they can partake in the blessing because they're carnal, they're stupid-minded. You see, they're the basest people, so their counsel is not a right. You see, so it says here, but it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. Who? Jacob, and more specifically, the elect of the house of Israel. They're going to be saved. Those that are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, doing what they're supposed to do as faithful servants of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You see, those are the ones that Yahweh Shai is going to deliver. As it says here in Zechariah 13 and 8, and it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. 2 parts, right? So 2/3 of Israel shall be cut off and die. Why? Because they have put their faith in Esau Edom. They have put their faith in vanity. They have put their faith in idols, things that cannot profit them at the end of the day. You see? And that's why they're going to be confounded, confused, and ashamed. You see? It says here, but the third shall be left therein. So one part, okay? And again, there's gonna be more because we know that 2/3 is bigger than 1/3. So there's gonna be more Israelites that are gonna be destroyed. You see, and how much more these heathens, the heathens and the other nations that are enemies, that are not even the people of the Lord. How many of them are gonna face judgment? Okay, and it says here, verse 9, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, this is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is our power. Okay, so that's important also, because we're gonna have the names. We're gonna call upon the names, and that's why we're gonna. That's one of the reason that we're gonna be delivered, because the fact that we know the name, it's a key. It's the starting point to actually say that you actually know the person, because you can't say that you know someone. You can't have a relationship with someone if you don't even know their names. You see? So again, it says here, the fact that we're gonna the 1/3 will still have to go through that fire. We're not gonna be on cruise mode through the Jacob's trouble. We're still gonna have to go through things, right? And again, we're gonna be tried and refined. So all that adversity at the end of the day is gonna be to mold us into a better creature. Okay. It says here in 1 Peter 4:17, for the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, the house of Jacob. And if it first begin at us, what shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High? And that goes for Jacob, and that goes for the other nations. What is going to be the end of them that obey not the gospel? If it says here, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, the righteous are going to be scarcely saved. Okay, you know, it's not. It is written that there are going to be people that are going to get their heads cut off. Even if you have your faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you still might have to die as a martyr. Put in mind, you have to remember how the Yahweh Shai had to die. The apostles had to die. You see, many of the apostles were put to death. You know how many prophets were put to death even by Israel. Israel was the one that put the prophets to death. Okay, because they were ashamed. They were ashamed at the message that came from the prophets. You see, so that's the same way that some of us are gonna have to put our life down for this gospel. Okay, and again, if you put your life down to die for the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, it's truly an honor, to be honest. That's a ticket to the chariots ultimately, man. Because you know that the Lord is gonna raise up the spirits of those that died for His name's sake first. You see, so before even those that are on the earth, the first ones that are gonna get beamed up is the spirit of those that were killed for the name's sake of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. You see. So it says here, verse 18, 1 Peter 4:18, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? And that's of the house of Israel, and that's of the house of these other nations as well. Where are they going to appear? Wherefore, let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well-doing. You see, you got to keep the faith even unto the end in well-doing. That's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Even if you're going to go through death, man, you take it as a man. Gird thyself like a man. Put your life down for your brothers, man. Put your life down for Yahweh Shai as He did for you. And you'll receive greater honors in heaven, man. Greater rewards, man, that this earth cannot even compare, man. Forsake your, because at the end of the day, you have to that's what it means to actually hate your life in this world, man. To hate your life to the point that you wouldn't even care if you die for the name of Yahweh Hashem Shai, because you know that if you die for His name's sake, you're already in a better place. You're already in a better place, man. It's a win-win regardless for you, man. You see, either you die or the Lord might make something happen that you're delivered out of this, out of that trouble. Anyways, okay. So let's keep moving. It says here, wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High. So you're suffering according to the will. You can't forget that. You're in a situation, the Lord put you in that situation to test you, to see how you're going to maneuver at the end of the day. Are you going to fold? You see, are you gonna take the microchip if they offer it unto you, or are you gonna lose your life to keep your integrity? You see, it's all a test, man. Especially in the times that we're in, man. The times that we're coming into. Jacob's trouble. We're already in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. You see, times are getting harder and harder and harder, man. It's not. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse before it gets worse. You see, it's gonna get worse before it gets worse before it gets better. You see, and it's only gonna get better after the destruction of this the wicked kingdom, which is Babylon the Great. Okay, so that's the only time that it's gonna get better. Until then, it's gonna be mourning, lamentations, and woes. Okay, so it says here, the Most High. It's like a wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of the Most High commit the keeping of their souls to Him in well doing, as unto a faithful Creator. Okay, because He is faithful to deliver those that call upon Him. Look at the generations of old. All right. So again, as it says, the judgment has to begin first in the house of Israel. That's why you have to move with fear, man. You serve the Lord with fear and trembling. Okay, even the angels who are ministering unto Him, they fear. You see. So why wouldn't you be? You actually have to be bugged out, not to fear Yahweh Hashem Yashai, to walking on this earth as if you're the one that's in control. You see, you have to be bugged out of your mind, man. It says here in Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem. And we know that Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And that's the people that are in their right mind. If you're sighing and crying, it's because you're vexed of this place, man. This place is actually an abomination unto you. Whatever filthiness that you have to endure, man. Whatever filthiness that you have to witness, the conversations of the wicked. It's like I got shook, Yeah, I was in the spirit. Someone called me, So let's get back into it. So yeah, man, you were vexed about this place, man. This place, if you're not vexed, if you're not like, you're actually not in the right mind. You actually have to be vexed. You see? So it says here, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have pity. The Lord is ultimately telling him, go and kill, man. Don't even have pity, man. Whatever, sorry, this, that. And these angels, man, once the Lord tells them to do something, they do it. That's the thing, man. It's like Isa Edom has his robots and his military demons. That he programmed them to do whatever Isa has programmed them to do. Kill on sight. So that's the same way that these angels are, man. These angels are gonna kill on sight. If you don't have that mark of redemption, the tawa on you, these angels are gonna destroy you, man. They're gonna smite you without pity, man. It says here, slay utterly old and young, both maid and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. So that's the programming. You see, if you have the mark of exemption, these angels are not gonna mess with you. They might even protect you. You see. But if you're defenseless, if you do not have that mark upon you, if you're not, and then ultimately the first step to obtain that mark is to do the will of Yahweh Hashem Shai, to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, and to be separate from this wicked place, man. You see, to seek the Lord, and to serve Him with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. You see, to be a faithful servant unto Him, man. That's ultimately what the Lord wants you to do, man. Okay? And ultimately, so I'll read that verse again. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark. And begin at my sanctuary, begin at the house of Israel. Then they began at the ancient men, which were before the house. And why is that? The ancient man, the ancient man, you're the elders. You're the ones that are supposed to show the way. It's like your father. It's like your father who just came back from the gym, So the spirit was on me. I decided to still make that video happen, So let's get going. So ultimately, they began at the ancient man, because the ancient men are supposed to be the elders. They're supposed to know the way. They're supposed to instruct the youngest to follow unto righteousness. But ultimately, in this wicked generation, in this filthy generation, man, we can't trust the counsel of even the old ones. The only people that we can trust their counsel is those that fear Yahweh Hashem Shine, that keep His commandments. You see, as I brought out in the video yesterday about wise counsel, the only counsel that truly matters comes from those that fear Yahweh Hashem Shine and keep His commandments. So it says here in Jeremiah. So it says here in Jeremiah 23:1. Woe unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastors, said the Lord. That goes into the elders. You see, the pastors, those that the people of Israel look up to, meaning those rappers, those movie stars, those musicians, anyone that's of a high stature that actually has an influence on this earth. Those are the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastor, said the Lord. Okay, so it says here, therefore thus said the Lord, power of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people. They feed them bullshit. Ultimately, they feed them lies and vanity. Okay, ye have scattered my flock and have driven them away from the Lord. You see, as it says, as Yahushua said to the Pharisees, ye suffer not those that are seeking for my Father to enter into the gates. Neither do ye go into the gates. Neither do ye suffer them to go therein. Those that were gonna go in, you don't suffer them to go in. Okay, it's like, in a sense, they're being the block. They're being the block between the people that are supposed to they're being the block onto the people that wanted to seek Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, but now they're being deceived by the deceived. You see? So it says here, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, said the Lord. So they will be punished. As I said before, they will start at the ancient men of the house of Israel. You see? And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them. The remnant, meaning the elect, because the focus is really about the elect. The whole purpose of this ministry, the whole purpose of this work is to really gather the elect and prepare them for the marriage and bid them for the marriage. Because at this point, this world is going to be destroyed. This rulership is going to be destroyed, and anyone that's associated with them, that puts their faith in them and joins themselves with the microchip, and submits themselves to this wicked system, are going to be destroyed, man. Okay, if they're not reserved for captivity. You see? So it says here, and I will bring them again unto their folds. We're going to return unto Jerusalem, and they shall be fruitful and increase. And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, said the Lord. Okay, we're going to be good in that day, man. When the Lord comes and destroy this place, we're going to be set up, and we're going to be established, and we're going to thrive. We're going to be living good, man. We're going to be at peace. We're going to be living in paradise, man. The earth is going to be a paradise, like it was back in the days of Adam. It was the whole earth is going to be like Eden, except for Babylon, because it's going to be destroyed, man. You see, by nuclear fire. It's going to be an example, as Sodom and Gomorrah was an example to those that live ungodly. Babylon the Great is going to be an example. It's going to be Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. So everyone that passes by is going to hiss and say, yo, this is what happened when you piss off the Lord. This is what happens when you go against, when you spoil the people of the Lord. This is what happened, man. So the people are going to have a remembrance of what not to do. Okay, even for us, man, not to trust in Esau Edom. You see? So it says here, behold, the day comes, said the Lord, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. That's speaking about Yahushai. And in his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name, whereby he shall be called, the Lord our righteousness. Okay? Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north countries, and from all the countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Okay, and how much more, as it says in Wisdom of Solomon 5, you know, the our salvation is gonna be even is gonna be out of this world, man. They did not even imagine in their head that it could be done like that. So the Lord is gonna go the Lord is gonna go all out, man. The Lord is gonna go all out. The same power that flooded the earth in the old days, the Lord's gonna go all out, man. This, we're not gonna talk about all the plagues that He's done in Egypt. We're gonna talk about how He destroyed Babylon the Great, and how He's gonna deliver us now, man. It's gonna be an even greater event, man. You know, and to surpass all those 10 plagues, man. Imagine that, man. Imagine the fear, like the emotions, the fear, the death, the joy of being delivered. You know, on one side, the elect are gonna be joyful, they're gonna be glad, they're gonna be happy, and on the other side, these people are gonna mourn, they're gonna sorrow, they're gonna be ashamed. As it says, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. My servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be mourning and wail. You see, and howl for vexation. You see, and howl for all the trouble that are gonna happen unto you. You're gonna howl at the moon like wolves, man, like beasts. You see. So again, you see, that's just another reason to prove the way that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai loves His people. Those more specifically, how He loves His elect. Okay. So it says here, Romans 9:27, Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. Not everyone, as I said, 1/3 shall be saved. Not, and the 2/3 shall be destroyed and shall be cut off and killed. Okay, for I will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness. You see, in righteous, everything the judgment the impending judgment that is about to happen to the 2/3 and the rest of the world is really in righteousness. They have to be destroyed because they have forsaken the Lord. They must be destroyed, and of course because they're wicked. The acts that they're doing is evil. They're actually satanic people, man. They and ultimately Yahushua is doing a cleanse. The earth needs to be cleansed, and it has to be rid of all the wickedness that's being done on the earth, and it has to. So ultimately, the Lord is doing a reset, and those that are gonna survive the reset are those that are actually trying to serve the Lord on this wicked world. Okay, the remnant, the elect. Okay, and he says here, and as Isaiah said before, except the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts, had left us a seed, we had been as Sodom and had been made like unto Gomorrah. And that doesn't mean that we're gonna that Israel will be turned into faggots and gays, but no, it means that all Israel would have been destroyed. Ultimately, like I said before, like I mentioned before, it would have been the counsel of the wicked would have been achieved. You know, all Israel would have been destroyed, man. But we know that the Lord has set the counsel of the wicked to naught. Okay, so it's not gonna happen because we know that a remnant shall be saved. Not all Israel's, Salakia. The 2/3 are gonna have to be destroyed on this side, okay? But the remnant, through the remnant, the 2/3 is will come back because the Lord loves Israel, okay? As it says here in Romans 11:26, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away the ungodliness from Jacob, okay? But as it says here, let me bring this up real quick. It says here in Daniel 12:2, and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. So meaning that goes into the Israelites. Okay, the elect are gonna wake up unto everlasting life, and they're gonna be happy, they're gonna be glad, they're gonna rejoice. But the 2/3, they're gonna be ashamed. They're gonna have everlasting contempt because they know just the fact that you were born into the kingdom, that means that you were wicked, that you had to be destroyed. Deep down, we're gonna know, man. You see, the only people that are really gonna enjoy the kingdom to the fullness. I'm not saying that the 2/3 when they come back, they're gonna be in their right mind. Okay, they're gonna enjoy the kingdom as well. But those that really seen the destruction of Babylon the Great, those that really witnessed the power and the might of Yahweh Shai, those that actually been there and witnessed the deliverance, those are the ones that are really gonna enjoy the kingdom to its fullest extent. Okay, because they didn't have to be destroyed and wait 100 years, 800, that wait a moment to come back in the right mind. Okay. So that being said, see if I have any more precepts. And that's about it. Con. So it says here, Romans 11. I'll read that one again. Romans 11 and 26. And all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. It is written. So it's already prophesied. The same way that we know that Israel is going to obtain victory, and that the kingdom is not going to be left unto another people. You Moabites, you Ishmaelites, you Moabite, Ammonite, Ishmaelites, all the other nations, you're not going to have next. The Israelites have next, because we're going to come back with spiritual powers, man. And there's nothing you can do to stop us, man. At that point, we're gonna come in with with dictatorship. We're gonna establish a dictatorship. So it's either you bow down or you die. Okay. So it says here in Romans 11:26, and so all Israel shall be saved, as it is written. There shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away the ungodliness from Jacob. So again, we're gonna be cleansed from all our sins. All our tears are gonna be wiped away. Okay. And even the 2/3 are gonna come back in the reincarnation. Okay, through the Israelites, through the remnant that are gonna escape the judgment, right? So again, that proves the love that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has for his people. Even the fact that the 2/3 are gonna be able to enjoy the kingdom when they come back in their right mind, right? So that being said, I hope this was an edifying lesson. I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Achah Kodash. Double honors to my teachers, the elders, apostles, and bishop of Great Millstone, teaching and ruling well. Salutation to the hopeful elect of the house of Israel, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments until the end, man. All right? Until Yahushua comes and delivers us, and then even then, we're going to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, because it's going to be in our inward parts. So that being said, Shalom, 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 DTA Abababal, Kwam Yasha'Allah. Shalom. Until next lesson, keep the peace, keep the faith. We're almost out of here soon.